Stand within yourself. When life knocks you down, when it's unbearable, when times are tough, when the voices, your emotions, they try to get you, when everything seems to be falling apart, when everything seems to be crumbling before your eyes, and you are not in a mood, you are not in a situation, you are not there in totality to pull yourself together, to pull things together. You are not in the state of controlling things. You are not in a proper state. And in those tough times when you you cannot make right from wrong, you cannot move yourself, and the emotional turbulence, that's the critical part of it, because emotions are how uh, you would be controlled by life, by your mind, by darkness, because emotions are what specific to we mammals, we Homo sapiens, we humans, we belong to this class of mammals, this class of animal known as mammals, and in our evolutionary dynamics. So these emotions played a key part in our evolution. Yeah. I have told this in previous video that we have tolerated, we have went through all kind of tough situations. Just after the demise of dinosaurs, there were woolly mammoths, there were ages ice ages, big and so ferocious carnivores. I won't even count other competing animals. I would I would just cite the situation we were in. During the ice ages, there were no resources to survive, and there were ice the ice cover for as far as we can see, or as far uh, as we could see, for thousands of miles, and we survived that. And during those times, these emotions that played a key part in our survival. But emotions are like hormones, which if not put to use, they would be misused. It's like it happens with everything in life, that if certain thing is not used, it would be misused. In the same way, emotions that help in our survival are being misused by the same forces that help their integration in our psyche. So the forces that help their integration, darkness, life, even our mind, these forces, the forces right now, they are trying to use these emotions. So we will we will not go into why this happens, or what's the purpose of it. But right now, the situation you are in, you would not consider any other purpose, or you would not listen to it, because pain itself is an uncomfortable feeling, uneasy feeling, and if somebody tells you that it's okay, you are being punished, or you are being kicked down, you are being slapped, there would be blows, uh, the, it would be something like going through hell. So this discomfort is okay. This discomfort had some purpose, and, and you would say to hell with that purpose, and to hell with that entity that need that purpose. I am not some stooge, or I am not some tool to be used. But yet you are. If you are not used, you would be misused. So that's why the the emotional turbulence, the emotions that are being used against you. And how this happens, life would use everything in everything possible to uh, to hammer down these emotions. It might be your family, it might be your friends, it might be your circle, it might be your girlfriend, it might be someone who left you, it might be someone who you lost. So these emotions are being misused, and you should not let it. That's the that's the thing. They are there, the emotional turbulence is there, or these voices are there. You are being overpowered, you are being constantly hammered down, you are constantly pinned down and cornered and kicked just because you have let it. You think you are a victim or helpless person, and you are not using your own energy, you are not using the resources that are at your disposal. You're not thinking through, you're not thinking clearly and straight, and it happens because these voices, they they use they are trying to overpower you just because they know that right now you are so agitated, you are so disturbed and turbulent that you cannot see the things on the wall, you cannot see it clearly. But thing is, when this agitation gets over, or when someone like me tries to tell you that the thing is, these emotions, your emotions are being misused by the forces just because you're not you're not retaliating, just because you are not kicking back, just because you are not taking any actions. And it seemed legit because we have we have grown up in a concrete world, and we see things the way they are. You were born in a city or in a town or in a village. You can say you're born in some a certain human settlement, and in human settlement, the moment you're born and came into your senses came into play, things were already there. Buildings were there, institutions were there, ideas were there. How to go about the thing, the culture is there. There were notions, there were fears, there were superstitions, there were things that should be done, should not be done. So everything was there the moment before you were even born. So they it were these things were like some stops or some hurdles that were already erected before your vision, that you could not see it clearly, that these institutions, these were not created overnight, and these things did not come into the scene the moment you were born. So they were there, and they came into existence out of nothingness. Somebody brought them in. But now, for a long time, when things are not going that way, and we created so much fears and superstitions, we are not saying this, that we, the most ferocious form of life, we, the greatest survivors of all calamities and disasters, we have created these things from nothingness. We invented fire, we invented wheel, we invented society, we created society, we built things. So there were times when we were living just like any other animal. We were living just like horses or wolves or dolphins or elephants or any other wild form. We were living just like them, and now you can see where we have reached. And with it, there come certain limitations that we have put upon ourselves. I don't know why, but these limitations are acting against you. These limitations are illusions, and you have been carved down. You have been, broken. You have been, you know, you have been made turbulent, emotionally turbulent and agitated just because you believe in these limitations. And I urge you, you should, shed all these fears and limitations, and you should dispel this illusion. You are powerful. You cannot be cowed down. You cannot be brought down. You cannot be kicked. You cannot be cornered. You cannot be punched. You cannot be used like some stooge or some tools. And for that, you need to stand within yourself. You need to tell those voices that are harassing you that you are not some fucking tool. That you are not some fucking idiot. You're not fucking toy to play with. You hold that fire, and you should stand within yourself, and you should yell and shout at the thing that are trying to disturb you. You should fight those things first within your mind. It's the fights and wars. You might have heard it. Fights and wars are fought and won in minds. First they are fought and won in minds. Then they come into some concrete existence. Right now, I urge you, I request you, and I guarantee you, you should stand within yourself. You should stand up. You should yell at this thing. You should shout it. You should show your anger. You should show everything that you are not some fucking puppet to be played with. You are not a, a puppy to prowl and crawl and yell and such things. You should regain your dignity. You should regain your honor. And that's how you would come out of everything. Otherwise, these things, these voices, this darkness, they will keep creating illusions and fears and superstition, and you would never know how. You would never know what brought them into existence and what placed them in the first in your mind. You would never guess the history, the chronology of those events that put those illusions in your mind. They were there before you, I, or even most of the people of our generation were born. So stop doing this scrounging and just fucking stand up. You have everything. You are not a victim, and the moment this darkness and these forces know it, they will gradually fade away. That's it.